This offense a bit, get back to the old for the Cougs.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line for Eckhouse, who's closing in on 11,000 career yards. Dumps it off short to Maxwell Woods. As Torrey mentioned just a couple minutes before the announcement to the team, he was asked if he would serve as the interim coach in this bowl game. 3rd down, little slant pattern inside to Joshua Meredith, one of their top receivers.
To be able to stop and pick up the 1st down.
Eckhouse again looking over the middle, and he's got his man. Big pickup there for Zevi Eckhouse, who is slinging it. You said it. Danny Freund alluded to it. He said, we're going to turn Zevi loose today.
Well, you see they got tempo as well, so they're running up to the line and calling plays immediately, trying to air this out to keep this defense off balance.
Going to the left side, they get to the 29-yard line. Maybe a different look than what Utah State really saw much on film, at least down the stretch of this season or for the majority of it. Eckhouse looking outside again, and wide open is Meredith for another 1st down to the 18-yard line. 2nd and 20 for Barnes. Fakes the handoff, looking to throw, pocket collapsing, and he goes down. Sony Finau got a right hand on him, the senior from Elk Grove, California, with others.
There are a number of guys in this backfield for the Cougs. An incredible job up front by the
29th sack of the year. That's a top 40 number in the nation. Barnes going to take off on 3rd and forever, and he's wrapped up from behind and takes a shot at the end of that play. Francel was dragging him down from behind.
Such a beautiful thing as a part of the bowl festivities to have some fun with your teammates.
9 passes, no runs so far. This is pass number 10, and it's a dot from Eckhouse as he was hit to Joshua Meredith, who is now their leading receiver in catches this season.
What an incredible route by Meredith here. And this is a quarterback and a wide receiver that are on the same page. He's got to get up to the top of this route, and as soon as he...
3rd and 11. Pressure picked up. Eckhouse looking downfield. He's got his man. Touchdown for the first time in his career. A former walk-on, Mackenzie Aline.
Chucky,
Utah State defense looking to hold after that last touchdown drive that went for just 4 plays, 56 yards over a minute and a half. Eckhouse rolling, throwing, it was tipped, it is picked off! Going the other way, tackled inside the 15, Ike Larson, his first interception of the season.
We got Brady Boyd here, number 5, towards the bottom of the screen. He's 3rd position.
Barnes has time, extending the play, throwing toward the end zone, and that is picked off! They give it back. Matthew Durance has his first interception of the season.
Barnes is going to get out to his right here. They only brought 4, so there's so many defenders out there. This is a moment where if you're Bryson Barnes, you just got to run the football. Just take what the defense gives you instead of trying to force it. You've got 7 secondary defenders in a small space. You just have to understand at the quarterback position.
For Eckhouse, that's Tony Freeman, one of his top targets in motion. He's going to dump it short to Maxwell Woods with some space. Here comes Woods, cutting back across field, gets a block, and he's pushed down just across midfield. A big pickup for Maxwell Woods.
Well, you love to see the big guys out front. Kyle Martin, Chris Leno, 69 and 68. You see those 2 big bodies of the offensive line getting out front. Hey, that's the explosive play that we needed from the Cougars.
Here's the tempo after the 39-yard gain. Eckhouse kind of got caught between a slide there. There will be flags coming out. They have not moved him on the sideline, but they are just attending to him where he went down, and play will continue because he is off the field. This is punted away to Tony Freeman. Freeman will return this one. Retreats, and now Freeman has space, and he's got white jerseys ahead of him. Cuts inside of 1 block, and that is a touchdown-saving tackle potentially at the 47-yard line. Tony Freeman is as good as they get in the punt return game, averages 17 yards per return.
He just understands situations in punt return.
Eckhouse trying to keep this drive alive. Throwing over the middle, and he's got his man caught by Jeremiah Noga, and they convert the big 3rd down. Coach, of course, this team this year was very much defense-oriented. You come in as an offensive coordinator. There is an expectation at Washington State that they're going to score points. I mean, Eckhouse off his back foot looking for Meredith. Jump ball pulled in by Joshua Meredith.
Nice job tracking the football.
Eckhouse on the keeper, reaching, and he's going to come up about 1.5 yards short.
Obviously, staff sizes have never been bigger, so for me, going to Missouri and seeing the size of our offensive staff at that point was really beneficial for me, helping build that staff and push them in the right direction.
Hudson Cedarland, the tight end, on the receiving end of the Eckhouse touchdown to give Washington State a 2-score lead.
Well, this is just an incredible job of Baton on the backside there. Nice job of just getting out, showing.
On 3rd down today with 4 minutes to play in the first half. Barnes with time. Now the pocket collapsing, and he is dropped. Buda Paletti, his 4th sack of the season.
I'm just wondering when this clock for Bryson Barnes is going off, because if they're blitzing 4 again, there's only 4 coming at him, but he's just.
Washington State and Zevi Eckhouse trying to make it a 3-score game. They get this one quickly to Freeman for a gain of 11 and a first down. Let's go to Torrey with an injury update. See the emotion on his face. 4 years at South Dakota State, came with this staff to finish his career in Pullman. Eckhouse takes off. Great pickup with his legs by Zevi Eckhouse.
Right now, Eckhouse is way too comfortable as a passer in this offense.
Another quick pass, Ganashamurthy this time, and he is going to be close to a first down. I think they will move the chains.
For the Cougars.
2nd and 10 from the 41. Short pass over the middle and a collision at the 35-yard line on 3rd down for Washington State. 3rd and 3. Eckhouse gets outside as time. Throwing, it's a lean again. Out of bounds inside the 20. A nice catch from Mackenzie Aline, the redshirt freshman from Tustin, California. Eckhouse throws short this time. Oh, what a move! Meredith with the shake to get down to the 11-yard line. That was filthy.
Chucky, that looked like a crossover move in basketball. My goodness. Heads up play from Meredith there as he catches another one.
For this defense, led by Jesse Bobbitt this year, who is in the role of interim head coach for this bowl game before he will join Jimmy Rogers at Iowa State. Leighton Smithson takes this from inside the 10, bounced around and spun down near the 25 with a flag on the field. Marco Mendenhall, year 1 as Utah State head coach. This is Woods on the first play, and Woods stays on his feet to the 50. One man to beat. He's going to be pushed out of bounds inside the 40-yard line.
Well, certainly not the way you want to start if you're Utah State. Watch Trey Leckler here, number 23, the tight end, Chucky. Just got to focus and play for each other to give themselves some life here.
2nd and 7, handoff to Angel Johnson. Here goes Johnson inside the 15 and drug down near the 10-yard line.
Game at the line of scrimmage and run the football down your throat.
1st and goal right at the 10-yard line. Eckhouse on the keeper, looking, and running out of space. Now he takes off, dives more toward the middle of the hash marks and splits the uprights. 17-0. Cougs.
We've seen them do trick plays with him, but now he's at the wide receiver position. They just got to give him some opportunities to make plays in the air.
Barnes didn't see the pressure coming. Gavin Barfield got there, his first sack of the season.
Chucky, the timing of this is just perfect from Barfield. Number 40 on the edge. He waits until the last second when that football is snapped and the eyes are off to stop.
Cougs take over at their own 18-yard line, 1st and 10. Handoff going right side this time. It's Woods again, who is having a fantastic day. Pushed out of bounds just shy of the 40-yard line. He entered the day with 108 yards on this season.
Well, they're allowing this offensive line to play. Watch Christian Hilborn here, number 61. They're creating big holes for the back.
Olivau having a great year for Utah State. Eckhouse trying to throw it and does. Great throw in the middle of a number of Aggies. Tony Freeman comes down with it.
What a perfectly thrown ball there, where only Freeman can get it. Looking at that headshot there with the...
And that is the last play of his collegiate career right there. Eckhouse throwing on the next play. That is a crafty draw up from Danny Freund. It's actually first and goal right at the 10. They do go to Johnson, who dives ahead for about 2 or 3 yards. And again, he connects to make it 20-0 Washington State. Rolling to his right. Here comes the pressure. Throwing and close to the sticks. A big hit by Polano. They joining. First and 10 for Eckhouse at the 14-yard line. Pressure coming here. Zevi with a little push pass to about the 20-yard line. Finding still the back. Steps behind Eckhouse. Eckhouse keeps it. Looking downfield. It was well covered, and Eckhouse jumps out of bounds. And Oregon State in this new look Pac-12. Eckhouse looking downfield. As a man wide open. It's Meredith to the 44-yard line for a first down.
Just an incredible job by Meredith here of understanding where the defense is. The defender was out.
3:51 to go in the third quarter. Offense has been stagnant to this point. His defense trying to keep him in it in the second half. 3rd and 8 for Eckhouse. Throwing and picked off. An interesting decision, to say the least, from Eckhouse, and it is picked off by Gio Kafensis, a redshirt freshman. Cougars trying to respond after a 3rd interception thrown by Eckhouse. Sets up Utah State to score for the first time. This is Angel Johnson on the return. Hit, spun around a couple times, and finally dropped right at the 20-yard line. That comes at the end of this. Hand off to Pulalasi, who dives ahead. He was running hard and tripped up after a 6-yard gain. Freeman in motion. Hand off to Pulalasi again. Makes a couple miss and shoots ahead. Pulalasi spun down at the 39-yard line. Nice gain for the redshirt sophomore from Tacoma, Washington.
Now, Chucky, it's hard to make a guy miss in these zones. Watch Chris Joe here, 25. Literally in a phone booth to make that guy miss that close to you. He's just a yard or 2 away. It's really hard to make that.
He was their leading returning rusher from last season. Lost, of course, John Mateer, their quarterback, Wayshawn Parker, their #1 running back, as they go back to Pulalasi, trying to make another one miss.
MVP of this game for them. They're playing lights out.
2nd and 2, Aline in motion. Handoff Pulalasi again, has the first down and across the 50 to about the 49-yard line.
I want to see them bring pressure with John Miller again here at the Mike backer position. Give him a chance to make a play.
Eckhouse fakes the pitch. He's following Lechner up the middle, and Eckhouse drives the legs across the 40. That was their 24th first down. Utah State has just 5 today. Eckhouse has hit 11 different wide receivers. Looking deep again into coverage. What a throw and what a catch. It's Landon Wright. His 2nd touchdown of the season. The redshirt freshman from Fresno, California, on a dot from Zevi.
Best throw of the season. He's got one-on-one coverage here. The safety gets beat. As you see the safety trailing there, his eyes were in the backfield because of how well the Cougars are running the football. But a perfect throw from Zevi Eckhouse here to cap off this drive.
Utah State right back in it. Down 13, over 10 minutes to play in the game. Here's the return from Smithson. Trying to squeak through and not going to get much, just across the 20. Let's go back down.
Hasn't played as well as he wanted to today as well. Tough shape for Bryson Barnes.
Handoff to start this drive, and a nice run. 2nd and 1. The keeper this time for Eckhouse, and somehow he pushes his way ahead for the first down in this second half. 1st and 10 at the 32. Handoff to Woods again, building on what is a career day, a pickup of about 7 there, and he's
winning that line of scrimmage battle.
Season high 512 total yards so far. Their previous high was 396 against San Diego State in week 2. Woods adding to it over the century mark for the first time in his career, more than doubling his season total.
Great time to do it for the redshirt freshman.
1st and 10 near midfield. Eckhouse adding to the rushing total. He's gang tackled. 3rd and 6. Duggar is going to throw it, and he hits a lean outside. They bring Duggar out, who is 0 for 3 passing on the season, and they throw the football.
Experienced this with his players.
Redshirt freshman from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Julian Duggar. This time he will run the football, and you see the athleticism as he goes across the 35. 3rd and 4 for Duggar. He's going to keep it, and he's got acres of space inside the 20. Duggar inside the 5, and he's going to score for the 2nd time this season. How about that from Julian Duggar?
When he turns his body to the left, that means there's nothing but space on the other side. And so when you have a guy like Julian Duggar, who's an athlete and can get up the field, you get that kind of move and protection from the offensive line with all that green grass in front. It's just hard to stop. You see Danny there, pumped and thrilled and excited.
Zevi even kissed him on the head. This means a lot to them.
Yeah, I think Danny Freund gave Christian Hilborn a great compliment when we asked him about him, because he's a 4th-year starter. Everybody loves him. Be responsible for the fries, which is Caleb Prancel and Ram Stevenson, who are carrying the bucket. They're going to throw it downfield. Lechner's there. He's got it. And he's inside the 10. They just went over 600 yards. That will be the last play ran by the Cougs. For the first time since 2018, Washington State has won a bowl game. There is the fry bath for their interim head coach, Jesse Bobbitt. What a moment.
We've reached the end of the game.
From the opening kick, this day belonged to Washington State.
And I think this is the one moment where I'm okay with the guys picking the fries up off the turf and eating them. I'm okay with it in this one specific moment. But what a terrific job Jesse has done. We knew when we sat down with him and spent some time with him that he was a guy who has a bright future, has a command of things, is passionate about this game. And look, he's got another role that he's got to go to and spend time on. But just a heads-up job of him stepping in and saying, I want to close this out with my team the right way. He mentioned to us that a win today meant the world. Thrilled for him and this team to close out the season this way.